Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Harry from Keep It Real. I'm here to give you my review on the new show on HBO Max, or now called Max, The Penguin. This review is for episode 1 and 2. The Penguin is a takeoff from the Batman movie. The Penguin was a character that stuck out from the movie, and the thing about The Penguin, the show, The Penguin, is this is one of those shows that they say no one asked for, but here you go. The show, I think, is 8 episodes, and if you did not watch the Batman movie, you're not gonna understand what's going on with this show. It's literally takes place right after the end of the Batman, end of the movie. Carmine Falcone, who is the head of the mob family in Gotham, he gets killed by the Riddler in that movie, and the Riddler in the movie destroys most of Gotham. The crime families are trying to take over because it's all corruption all over the place. Episode 1 and 2. This is a very simple show. Obviously, the Penguin now he wants to get bigger. He wants to be in charge of the Falcone crime family, or just be the top dog. This show is really like a Sopranos show. It's a mobster show with characters from DC Comics. That's basically the show. The Penguin, like I say, is trying to pull up some dirt on anybody, to try to get a leverage on somebody to get into power. During that time, he was rummaging through stuff. Albert Falcone, the son of Carmine Falcone, comes over and says, "What are you doing?" He's a drug addict, and he starts talking a lot of stuff about his aspirations, also on how he wants to take over the Falcone family, because he's next in line. He's a Falcone, but he's the son, but he's kind of weak because he takes drugs. The Penguin kills him. Albert says something that offended the Penguin. He shot him. He killed him. And as he was cleaning up the body, there's a group of kids that was trying to steal his car. He catches one of them, and he makes that one kid, Victor, his driver. Basically his boy. He makes him, do things for him. Now comes the Falcone family. The sister, who was she had a mental breakdown along the way. They're gonna get into more detail about that. So her name is Sophia Falcone. She was in Arkham Asylum. Her brother Albert used to always go visit her in Arkham. Supposedly she knows that Albert was gonna go to the Iceberg Lounge and disappeared. She doesn't know what's going on, and she knows something happened to him. The Penguin actually devises plans throughout episode 1 and 2. Basically, he's a conniving guy. He's trying to play every angle he could to try to get some power out of this whole mess of the Gotham right now. He's playing two sides. There's two families. There's a Falcone family. There's the Maroni family. He goes to both sides and says, I'm gonna be a double agent for you, for the Maroni. He goes to Maroni and says, "Hey, Sal Maroni, I'm gonna work for you. I'm gonna try to dig up dirt on the Falcons. I'll give it to you." But he's playing both sides. Ways of how the Penguin's pitting these two families together is he sets up a way that he has Albert's body crash back into the Falcone's family hideout or whatnot, and the body's in the back trunk, and they find it, and it says in the trunk, it says "payback," and he basically started the war between the Maroni family and the Falcones right now, because now the Falcones think that the Maroni family killed Albert. The power play that is not happening. You don't see anybody really fighting. They're saying that, oh, there's going to be a war. Oh, there's a war going on. We're fighting the Maroni family. Don't show it. Understand that the budget is probably pretty low, because we all know HBO Max, or HBO Warner Brothers, is not really doing great, but you gotta show a war if you're gonna have a mobster family fighting each other. But they're not they just talk about it. They don't say anything. The funny thing about this show is, if anybody out there has watched the show Gotham, because they also had the same concepts of people trying to take over, and then there was, I think, a Falcone. I'm not sure it was the same Sophia Falcone, but that was head of the family. In this version, she's obviously a different universe, but she's in a mental hospital. She comes back and tries to take over. they don't want her, so they brought in Carmine Falcone's brother from, I don't know where he came from, but he's now here now, so he's taken over the Falcone crime family. Basically, end of the episode 2, they kick her out. They don't want her around because she's just gonna cause a mess. So she recruits the Penguin and says, "Would you help me pretty much take over?" I'm not sure what's gonna happen in the future, but if I have to guess, obviously Penguin's gonna, backstab Sophia to. I know people are gonna love the show, which is fine. I like the show if they actually see. I'm a DC fan and I like the DC world. I love the Batman world, but here's the catch: when you start putting these characters in, and they are acting smaller than their characters on the comic books, it kind of cheapens the show and it cheapens these characters. Why I'm saying that is like the Penguin. We always see the Penguin. He's the leader of the family. I don't want to see him like kissing someone's butt to try to get that power. They try to make him more human, because in the DC world he's always like the crazy penguin guy. So they actually show his mom, who lives like, I guess, out in like the suburbs. She has dementia, so he visits her once a week or once a month, has people taking care of her because she, like I said, she has dementia. She's not remembering things. They're trying to humanize the Penguin character, which is, I guess, is nice, and it prolongs the show as well. If you're watching a Batman themed show like I am, I want to see Batman. I want to see the Penguin. I want to see the Penguin fight the Batman. And I heard a rumor that they may pop up the Commissioner Gordon or whatnot later episodes. I don't know. There's a rumor, but the Batman hasn't even showed his face, and there were things happening, which is real strange. Bodies are flying. The people are dying. There was a drug run, and there was no Batman showing up. That's what I mean by cheapening the characters. When you do a show like this, and you want to show the background of the Penguin, when you know for a fact that there's Batman in the universe already, it cheapens it too much. What they should have done, if they wanted to do a Penguin show, make Oswald Cobblepot, like in Gotham, young, very young, before there was a Batman. And then you could show the Maroni and the Falcone fighting and no one would care. Because there's a war because the Batman wasn't involved. He wasn't even existent yet. Now that we know he is existent, and there's supposedly a so-called war with the Batman around, how's that possible? The Batman would stop a mafia war, a mobster war, because he's there. He would not allow that to happen. You won't have a show, right? But that's my beef about the show, because it doesn't really make sense in the world of the Batman if these guys are fighting and the Batman doesn't show up. Colin Farrell is knocking it out of the ballpark. He is doing an excellent job. You don't even recognize this guy. Sometimes you do if you look carefully, but oh my God, he's wearing a fat suit. He's wearing all these prosthetics. The way he speaks, his mannerism. I'm going to keep on watching. I'm not sure I'm going to do more videos. I probably will. But if I do, hopefully I'll go more detailed with each episode. But I don't think there's going to be much going on. If the Batman shows up and starts, kicking butt, maybe I'll come on, pop in. But we'll see. We'll see. But leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the show. If you're watching the show, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.